Thanks for joining us for Issues and Answers. I'm Ian Boyne. Today our guest is Dr. Fitz Pinnock. He is the Executive Director of the Caribbean Maritime Institute, soon to become the Caribbean Maritime University. This is an institution that has played an important role in the Jamaican economy. In fact, it has the highest placement of graduates of all tertiary institutions in the Caribbean. There's a very heavy demand for placement there. I mean, the waiting list is long, but there are plans for expansion. So Dr. Pinnock will speak to us about the institute and about the plans for university status. We thank you so much for your company. Dr. Fitz, it's so good to be with you.
Thank you. A pleasure always to be with you, and I was enjoying it.
It's always so contagious. Yes. So congratulations on the passage of legislation to make CMI now into a university. Give us a little bit about the background to this development.
Well, let me say thanks on behalf of the team, because it's really a team effort. It has been a journey, and a vision coming to reality, not for an institution but for a country and a region. Because I do recognize our role regionally, that we are the only International Maritime Organization whitelisted institution recognized by the IMO or certified for training in the whole maritime area. But the traditional maritime space have shifted. Now if you send cargo on a ship, at some point it will pass over a road. Some aspects of it may go by air before it ends up. So that's what you call multimodal or intermodal transport. So likewise, that industry, the boundaries have expanded, and the walls between, our so-called shades between the air, sea, and land have shifted. So that has now integrated into one industry. So likewise, the training that we offer follows that pathway. So it's about that relevant pathway. So that's hence the whole meaning of logistics, that intermodal integrated land space. So our training has moved to that era. So it is more or less following the global shift, looking at a tertiary product that has failed over the years, and coming from the private sector, knowing that it's about output and not how hard you try, but how successful your product is.
And you stay in close touch with industry. You know what the needs are.
Yes, because we have industry advisory boards. And these are people from the industry who comes in and work with us on the different programs. And one of our newest programs is the Custom Processes, Freight Forwarding and Immigration degree. On that program, we have the head of immigration teaching on the course. We have the deputy CEO of customs teaching on the course. We have other members teaching on the course. So the very people are teaching are their employers. I said to the students every day, you're in an interview.
Yes.
So these are the people who are looking, they know who they want. So it forces the students to behave and respond in a certain way. So it's about that close touch with the industry. And this is what probably we have done differently from the other institutions. And in fact, what employers are looking for is not on the curriculum. You're not looking for the brightest student. You want somebody who has a good attitude, who can go to work on time, who's a team player, who can use technology, who have skills and competence. For example, all our engineers, they have to learn to weld. Several of them have welding certificates.
Yes.
Then you have to go into the machine shop. You have to be able to manipulate metals and to be able to do certain things.
Get your hands dirty.
Your hands dirty, as well as the theoretical aspects. So you can, coming out with competence, you have to be able to do something and let your degree follow you. But you must be able to do something. Nobody wants to employ somebody who can tell you what they think should be done, but you must be able to do something. And it's about competence. And we want to certify that competence also. And this is, and we're not just certify, but we want to certify it at an international level. So it gives you mobility to work anywhere in the world.
So the university status will do that. When you come up, we talk about the high demand for your graduates, not just locally, but internationally.
Yes.
And how much of an emphasis you place on values and attitudes. We're talking to the Executive Director of the Caribbean Maritime Institute, soon to become the Caribbean Maritime University, Dr. Fitz Pinnock. We take a break, but we'll be right back.
No, son. A verb is an action word.
Parents need to become more involved in their children's education.
Parents are the first and in many cases the most important teachers. Read with your children. Review their schoolwork. Visit their school.
Tapping and rapping and slapping, I said.
Nice. High five. Woo!
A good education will never decay.
Thanks for staying with us. We are speaking to the Executive Director of the Caribbean Maritime Institute, Dr. Fitz Pinnock. Tell us about the demand for your graduates. I mean, there are people watching us who want to go in areas where they know they won't have to stay at home for a very long time before they get a job.
Well, let me answer you with a little illustration. I remember years ago, I was actually looking for, when I was in the private sector, I was group managing director of the shipping company.
Yes.
And we wanted a senior customer service supervisor. We put out the ad, and I had over 100 applications.
Mm-hmm.
When I was shortlisting, I noticed that there was this person who worked at 2 funeral homes before applied. So, that little childish, troublesome side of me said, put that one in there to have a little amusement. Because 15 years in funeral homes at executive level, she was now applying for a job in a shipping company.
Yes.
So I didn't expect much. But you know what? To my surprise, this lady came out on top of the interview. And I said to her in the interview, which was a learning moment for me, I said, you explain to me how working in 2 funeral homes equip you to work into a shipping company. She turned to me and she said, whether you're serving the living or the dead, they need good customer service. So I learned something very instructive. Because for me, skill sets are transferable. And this is what we need to realize. We need to teach our people. Because when you train somebody for a job, when that job gets redundant, what happens to you? You die.
The person must be marketable.
That's correct. In fact, in that same company, my office manager came in as the person who used to serve coffee.
Your office manager?
Yes, when I was leaving, because she had such a good attitude. She would come in the morning very early. She wants to learn. She come and help with the filing. She do things. Clean the office, then she changes off and go and help out.
Yes.
And one day I said to her, you need to go back to school. I sent her on a course, and that was the start of it. When I was leaving, she had a master's degree, and she became the office manager.
Yes.
Because of her winning personality, she could work with people. She was very efficient. She was,
And you put such a strong emphasis on that at CMI. Tell us about the kinds of things that you do, the things that you instill in students at CMI, the disciplines.
Well, we're non-negotiable when it comes to discipline. In fact, I can tell you
They can't dress anyhow and behave anyhow.
No. Maybe my background too. I mean, one day I went to my former principal. I went to a country school, Monroe, and I came up under Richard Roper.
Oh, yes.
And that man was a keen disciplinarian. And he was head of the cadets, and I can tell you 90% of the school were cadets. So he ran that institution. He led, by example. And I said to him one day, you're responsible for me now going into academia through the back door of the stage of my life. But, what I learned is the qualities that are needed by industry are not on the curriculum. So, for example, people who can turn up on time. You must be able to be a part of, carry your personal brand must be aligned with the company's brand. You must be disciplined. You must be flexible. You have to be able to work in teams.
True.
You must have some life skills. Social, what they call emotional intelligence. These are things that are not on the curriculum, but these are the things that people are looking for. So CMI is about a holistic development. When you come through that gate, the full-time students, make no apology. No earrings are allowed in there.
No earrings. Men can't wear
no earrings. You have to
what
have
about
a
the
waist.
pants? The pants can go down.
Pants have to be on your waist, man. If you go down and you have 3 strikes at the dress code and you're out of the school.
Out of school?
Yes. One day I saw this guy. He came in and the second strike was about by 10 a.m. the first day. And I said, why just do the third and leave? The next day was in a jacket and tie. And after that, I can tell you, one of my most disciplined students. And it's not where you're from, and I disbelieve this, but you must have a standard. Stick to it and believe in it.
And you have taken inner city fellows and transformed them.
I've seen it so often. In fact, there's this young man, he's from a hardcore inner city community. First day he came there, I heard he got in a fight the night before, but we don't allow fights at CMI. I don't even have those to deal with. So those are not.
Can't carry that
don't
on
even
campus.
think about that in
Yes.
there. So when he came in, he had a lot of you know, attitude and thing. And I said, call him and I said, look around at other students. Look at what is happening. You better line up with that.
Yes.
That's what you're going to do. Fast forward, we were renting some space from Michael a few years ago, and I gave him a lift from downtown to Michael. While I was going there, I said, how are things at Michael? He said, very good. The only thing I cannot take is the indiscipline of the students. So I said, well, this is transformation in the making, right? Yeah. Not to say anything, but, you know.
He had internalized the discipline to such an extent.
And that's one of your greatest rewards and success, when you can see the transformation. It's about that holistic development.
And a big part of their grades, you were saying to me off air, has to do with these life skills.
Yes.
These emotional intelligence issues.
In fact, I can tell you, the Marine and Professional Program, 30% of the grades come from your attitude, your behavior, and all of that.
30%?
If you get 100%, that is not good enough. For example, the students, all of those are given 800 points to start. And every morning they're on parade. And the gate closed at 5 to 8. We are playing the national anthem. No movement in the campus. Yeah, cool. The national anthem, show respect to the national flag. Yes. I'm sorry, JUTC bus is there. You just have to wait until the national flag is raised and the anthem is finished before you can enter. That is one. Well, on parade, there, your fingernails are inspected. They are dirty. You have dirt underneath, you lose some points for it. Your insignia is lean, you lose points. We're doing construction, yes. Your shoes is dirty, you lose points. Keep a rag in your bag, and you clean your shoes every 5 minutes. You know, and these are the things that are important.
Different country, or your CMI, a different country.
And we make no apology for it. It's what the country needs.
And these rules inure to the betterment of the students. They become better workers.
Yes.
Better placement in industry.
Better workers, better placement. And I share a story with you. I mean, years ago we had, there was this news article that this young man, his family was shot and everything, had 10 C-sex subject Cape. And long and short of it, he came to CMI by the help of many people. It was a very touching story in the papers. And I had the visit of a senior ambassador from one of these major countries. And while this student was giving him a tour, while I was there, I asked the student to lead the tour, and he commended the student, how disciplined, how well-mannered, how well put together. And when he was leaving, he said to me, by the way, what happened to that student that, you know, he saw in the papers? I said, that was the student who just gave it a tour. And, you know, after that, he was totally speechless. So these are the transformations. Yes. Jamaican young people have a lot in them, but we have to believe in them. Absolutely. We have to lead them by example. And I must tell you, Ian, I have a great team.
Good.
And it's all due to them. I'm only the cheerleader.
Well, it's good to have a cheerleader like you there. And if you want to get into an area where there is easy employability after you have graduated, check out what will soon become the Caribbean Maritime University. We thank you for your company today on Issues and Answers. Next week I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a pleasant day.